We've got a battle. The Ukraine, some of them want to go into the EU, the European Union,
right.
And some of them want to stay with Russia. If the Ukraine's not in Europe right now, what continent is it on?
Well, it's part of Eurasia, but it's part of Eastern Europe and the former Soviet bloc. It's basically Robin to Russia's Batman. And
sounds like a political speech.
No,
Like,
but it's actually
really...
true. Countries have to develop over time, and Ukraine basically, after the end of the Soviet Union, faced two tracks. It could stay a sort of stagnant, corrupt, authoritarian country tied to Russia, or it could essentially join the West. It could modernize, liberalize, become a democracy. At the last minute, when it looked like it was going to trade up from its sort of abusive relationship with its boyfriend from the hood to a nice yuppie.
You're not loading these choices in any way whatsoever.
It's actually true. When it looked like it was going to trade up to a better environment, at the last minute, Putin offered a bribe.
How many pirate-themed restaurants you can buy with $15 billion?
The problem was the western parts of the country and the younger parts of the country and the more modern liberal parts of the country basically knew that they had no future being Russia's vassal, so they took to the streets.
It is happening. And you see the drivers of this, you know, when we talk about the military-industrial complex, it's not just the United States, because the longer this goes on, the more NATO is strengthened. I think two other countries, was it Finland and Sweden, have just joined NATO as a result of this. These big arms deals are also happening with NATO. The major producers of these weapon systems are coming from the military-industrial complex here. So there are a lot of interests that are pushing to build and strengthen this whole NATO complex. And this war is giving them a great opportunity to do it.
When you're talking about $1.7 trillion for 2022, that's so much money.
It comes down to who we are choosing to elect, really. Like, yeah, okay, we could, you know, yeah, Congress should pass legislation to prohibit lobbyists and PACs from giving money to members of Congress and candidates. That's what should happen. But it's not what's going to happen so long as these same crooks are in charge. So where does that leave us as voters? It leaves us with making a choice. There are candidates from both parties right now who are running saying, hey, I'm running to serve you in Congress, and I refuse to accept a single penny from a lobbyist or a corporate PAC. There are choices out there. By electing a real leader who has a backbone and whose motive is to serve the country and not these interests. You see it with the military-industrial complex. You see it with big pharma. You see it with big insurance.